Tennis champion Novak Djokovic may learn his fate in a couple of hours as judges decide whether or not he should be deported. Julia Bradley is outside the federal court in Melbourne. Julia, when will this hearing resume?
Well, it's uncertain, Kenny, exactly when the session will resume. Court was adjourned about an hour ago, and right now justices are deliberating whether or not tennis champion Novak Djokovic should be deported. So the hearing, it began at 9:30 this morning, and we've heard from both sides of this case, the lawyers representing Novak and also Immigration Minister Hawke. Now, on Novak's side, they're arguing that the decision to cancel his visa for a second time was both irrational and unjustified. And they say that if he was deported, that could certainly incite anti-vaccination sentiment in the same way that the Immigration Minister is arguing that his presence in Australia could incite that sentiment. Now, the side of Hawke, his argument is really based on perception, and the lawyers representing him have suggested that even though the minister hasn't consulted Novak on his current stance towards COVID vaccinations, it's the perception that really matters, how he's perceived among the Australian public. So we are expecting to get a decision within the next few hours, but there's a possibility we could get that decision this afternoon and then an explanation for the decision tomorrow morning for the sake of time, because of course this comes just on the eve of the Australian Open. There's been plenty of reaction outside of the federal court today from both Novak's supporters and people who are in favour of having him deported. Take a listen.
The way that he's approached the situation makes him out to be a spoiled brat. I think that he should have had more respect and really just abided by the laws and regulations that the whole rest of the country have for the last 2 or 3 years. He's brought the whole Australian Open and the whole Tennis Association under disrepute. I think that the way that he's gone about it has really just brought a bad rep on the competition.
He's been treated like a bag of potatoes, dragged from one end to another end. The injustice as a human being is disgraceful and unbelievable, and that is why we're here today in support of him.
Novak has been watching today's proceedings from his lawyers' offices, which aren't too far from the federal court. He's been passing time just in the last few hours, reaching out to Australia's Thanasi Kokkinakis and congratulating him for winning the Adelaide International, which Thanasi then shared on his Instagram story. We know as well that this proceeding today, it is being heard in front of a full court, so 3 judges, and that will diminish the government's chances of an appeal if they are unsuccessful. Novak's lawyers are hoping that if they win, they will have him cleared, they will have him out of detention and free to roam in Melbourne 30 minutes after that decision is made.
Julia Bradley in Melbourne, thank you.